Just injuries. Dan Batty, any chance for the weekend?
No. Maybe the weekend after though.
Right.
So all being well, he's on the Alter G, which is one of the treadmills that we've got, just takes a bit of gravity off. So he's running on that. Hopefully he just keeps progressing. He won't make the weekend's game. Hopefully he can join in training through some part of the following week. And then we'll see where we are for obviously Middlesbrough, Leeds United and then Sheffield United.
How much did you miss him Tuesday?
Well, I told you he's a good football player. From my point of view, obviously we watched the game back. We've debriefed it with the group, individually, units, individuals, and you know, he's a good football player. Having said that, if we'd taken our chances the early part of the game, as we should have done when we played Sheffield Wednesday away, you know, we've gone on the front foot, dominant force, and you got to take your chances. That's what wins you the games of football: scoring goals and keeping clean sheets.
Any other knocks? Any other concerns for the weekend?
We want one or two little niggles, but it's really good that you know, the lads are all keen and fired up, looking forward to the game.
You made changes Tuesday night. Will you make them again in terms of bringing people back?
Well, obviously I left Fraser Campbell and Evandro out, who have started all the games for us. I thought Chrissy Martin and Noah Dicko started the game exactly what I wanted, how I wanted to go and do it. And for that 20-minute spell, we had the opportunities. If we'd taken them, then we would have put ourselves in a position to win the game or manage the game from there. But Fraser and Evandro have done exceptionally well for us. We talk about how hard they all work for the team. We've got a work ethic amongst the team, everyone working hard. So them guys will be obviously in big contention for the weekend again.
Did you feel they needed a rest, those two?
Well, for me, they've been exceptional in their work rate. But again, like with Chrissy and Noah Dicko playing, I'm thinking, right, they've got an hour and then we'll see where they are, because obviously I think that's Chrissy Martin's first game since March last year, something like that. So but he's done well to get his 90 minutes of football. But yeah, listen, Fraser and Evandro have both had last year, especially when we talked about the injury history of Evandro. Obviously we managed Fraser a hell of a lot last year because of one or two little physical situations. They've had a full pre-season. They're looking in great nick, and I want them to be, you know, firing and being buzzy. And just the other night, I just thought to be right to. We've got a group of players. That's what we want. And you know, unfortunately, we didn't get the result that we were after. But it doesn't say that I wouldn't do exactly the same again on the next occasion.
How do you think Chris Martin did?
He was a threat. He was a handful. By his own admission, you know, he needs to go and play games of football to get back to the level that he had, but that will go a long way. His first start for us, first game, as I say, since March, that will go a long way into where we see this season going, big picture. He's going to be a big player for us in the squad of players that we've got, because I believe we've now got different threats, different capabilities within the squad.
Without examining every decision you made on Tuesday night, you perhaps surprised people by going with Device ahead of Burke. Can you explain your reasoning in that one? Yeah,
Burke came off at the end of the game of the international break. He had an injury. He nearly came off a half time in that game. So we hadn't trained all the way through the international break. And on the Thursday he joined in for the first time. And he actually ricked his neck. So we played against Ipswich in a right back position, unaccustomed position to him, because obviously we had Eric Lehigh, who had been away on international duty. So it's fair to say that it was a bit of a physically demanding game for Reece. So I thought he did a really, really good game. His calves were really, really tight and fatigue point of view. So I just thought not perfect opportunity. Eric Lehigh is our right back. So Eric, having missed the last game, not by injury, but obviously the international travel, I put him straight back into the team. I had a decision to then go and make on who plays centre half. And again, I look at Reece on the Tuesday. His calves are, you know, he's still fatigued from the Saturday's game. I make a decision on that one. And then, like, you look at Jackson Irving coming back. Todd Kane's done great for us this season. Jackson's an international player. Jackson obviously scored 2 good goals against Rotherham, playing on that left-hand side, and then he was out for 3 weeks or so. And then he came on at the weekend and done really well. And we thought we could have exposed the young 18-year-old right-back for Wigan Athletic, but I thought he was outstanding, the young lad James. I thought he had a super game. So you know, you do your little situations in that, and you're looking at, because Jacko hardly ever loses a header. I don't think he won one the other night. I think that was down to the good play from James, so the lad who's on loan from Chelsea. But likewise, you know, Todd's fit and firing and raring to go again from an energy point of view for the weekend.
Have you got the partnership in mind for your centre back pairing? Have you got in your mind which one you want?
Well, from my point of view, I mean, you even like look at Tommy. Tommy's not played that much football, so Saturday, Tuesday, that's physically demanding for him as well. Getting back into the swing of things. Tommy Elphick's obviously brought the experience in that I'm looking for, and I really do believe that Rhys Burke and Jordy Device will be exceptional players for Hull City Football Club for us moving forward in the long term. I think they've got great careers in front of them, both young, hungry, fantastic attitudes, and Tommy will help them. So likewise, Jordy's had a little issue up to now, Rhys has had a little issue up to now, Tommy had a little issue, so I want to get a partnership in there, but the three of them at this moment in time, you know, can do really well, and it also gives us flexibility if we want to go and play three at the back moving forward.
Kevin Stewart started his first league game since New Year's Day midweek. How do you think he did? Was he a little bit rusty because of that? Well,
you just said it, his first start since New Year's Day, which is a long time. So, you know, Kevin's working extremely hard behind the scenes, on the training ground every day. Smashing young man, good professional attitude, wanting to improve. And again, you know, he's got a game under his belt, a starting game from there, and that's only going to benefit him moving forward.
He's on that mission, it hasn't quite worked yet at this football club. Why do you think that is?
Well, listen, I think we've talked about it on a few scenarios before. Obviously, he picked up a few injuries last year. I've talked about one or two other situations that happened before, but I must say that it might not have worked so far, but it's not to say it's not going to work in the future. You know, he's found his feet. He's a really good guy, fantastic professional attitude. He's doing everything he can. He puts long hours in. He's conscientious about what he's doing, and he will make a success of his career.
Will he start again Saturday?
We'll have to wait and see. Okay. Obviously, with Dan Batty not being available for selection, it gives me pause for thought of what we're going to do in there.
Just one other individual I wanted to ask you about. David Milinkovic, obviously one of your summer signings, doesn't seem to be anywhere near the team at the minute. He seemed to post on Instagram last week that he was perhaps feeling a bit impatient. How have you found David, and when will his chance come?
Well, he's got to keep working extremely hard. He's obviously joined a new football club. He's probably got an expectation in his mind. He understands the culture of hard work that we have at the football club, and he understands that. I went for a walk with him round the pitch this morning. You know, I do a lot of individual one-on-ones conversations. Obviously, he'd been in the football team. He'd come for pre-season, had to get himself to a level of fitness. He understands how hard you've got to work at this football club. Wherever you might have been before is irrelevant. It's you come to our football club, you buy into the culture that we've got, and you've got to work hard. And it's good to see that he's willing to knuckle down and do that.
Is he not quite ready for the Championship, you think?
Well, he's got to get into the team. I think we've got some good players in our team, and obviously from our point of view, I want us to be good in possession of the football. I want us to have goal threats, and it's nice to see that I think Todd Kane has done an exceptional role on that side of the field of play. You know, Jarrod Bowen on one side, Todd's done well on that side. You've got Jackson Irvine, who's played a couple of games there, and I must say, you know, Kamil Grzycki, with all the things that have gone on beforehand, he's in. You have to engage with the group. Camille's doing that. I suggest that's what everyone does. We've got a really good group of players, and Camille knows you've got to work very, very hard, and that's the culture that we have at the football team. And you know, for one player, it's not going to be different for anybody else. You've got to graft, and we've got a good culture here, and that's why we'll do well this season.
It just feels peculiar for a summer signing not to have his chance yet, because everyone else has had a go. David Milinkovic is still waiting. I
think it might have been yourselves, Phil, or somebody highlighted it to me on Tuesday, that I think we'd only started 14 players this season. So again, trying to get that continuity of team selection. Performances have been on the whole not too bad. Got to get the results, I know. But likewise, just because you've signed doesn't mean you're just automatically going to get into the team. You've got to graft. David understands that. You know, I've had several conversations with him. I've sat down with him, showed him, you know, from the very beginning. I've sat down with him, showed him video clips of what he can improve on, and we've sat there and we've talked and what he's thinking, and he understands that, you know, there's things that he's got to improve on, and he realises that he's got to graft, and by his own admission, as you're saying from Instagram, that he realises that he's got to work hard. Then it's good to see that he understands that and he's doing it.
We mentioned Chris Martin and Tommy Elfley, a couple of subplots for Saturday, big one for yourself as well, going back to Reading for the first time. What reception do you think you'll get?
I'd like to think it'd be a good reception, because I really enjoyed my time down at Reading. You know, we were in the Premier League when we went in, at the latter stages, and obviously when we went down, change of ownership, so we didn't have an owner. The owners had left, so the whole season in the Championship, we didn't sign anybody. We just let players go. And you know, we were trying to find new buyers. We missed the playoffs on the last kick, the last second of the last game of the season. We drew 2-2 with Burnley, who got promoted, and the final whistle were in the playoffs. And then the centre half at Nottingham Forest Ducks, and Joe for Brighton scores a header, and they go into the playoffs. So that's how close we were. And then after that, everybody's got to get sold, and we just play the youngsters. And then eventually we got some. We were doing great. We played 9 of the 18s, 21s in the Premier League, in the Championship, should I say. And then eventually new owners came in, and like everything that happens when new owners come to a football club, there's normally a change. I love my time at Reading, and I'd like to think we did a really good job there, and especially when you think about how close they went to going to the wall. And we kept the spirits high, and we invested, we played with the youth. And we didn't moan about things. There was a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes, as I say, without having owners and a change in ownerships, and you know, you get on with it. And the culture we had was a really good, exciting one. And as I said, the pathway there was for the youth team players, and several of them players now have maybe been disbanded, have gone on to, you know, they're doing not too bad. I'll be honest with you, Liam Kelly was the one player that would have paid to watch though. He was class, and obviously he's in Reading's team at this moment in time. He's only small in stature, but what a talented football player.
Still finding it tough though there, aren't they? Reading.
Yeah, listen, I mean, Yap got them to the played a certain way, and obviously got them to the playoff final. It's difficult when you go to a playoff final and to re-go again the following season. Unfortunately, Yap lost his job. Championship's challenging. Expectation is always going to be high. I know, like, they've had new owners, and by the looks of it, they've gone and invested. They've had new investment going in there, and some of the players they've gone and signed, they've spent transfer fees and wages. So it's football all the way across the board. But from my point of view, you know, I really enjoyed my time at Reading, and I keep an eye out for them. And whenever I've gone back, they've always made me feel very welcome. Reading was always a football club with good people. Really good people, and that was what I noticed when we went in. And Eamon Dolan, God bless him, he was the academy manager. He was brilliant, and you know, he highlighted to me straight away, we've got good people, and it's about the people of your football club. And you know, it was special times.